ॐ वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैर्ननदी कैवर्तक केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिम् यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमम् देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We are seeing the introductory Bhashyam to the third chapter, where Bhashyakara dismisses Jnana Karma Samuchaya Vada of the Vrittikara. Vrittikara Mata Nishedaha. Vrittikara is a Jnana Karma Samuchaya Vadi. According to him, karma is required. Even for sannyasi, karma is required. Jnana Karma Samuchaya iti. Sarvashraminam this samuchayaha iti Vrittikara is matam, its view. Now, Bhashyakara dismisses that view. Bhashyakara attacks the Vrittikara from different standpoint. Even from the very words of Vrittikara, Bhashyakara, he attacks the Vrittikara, shows the fallacy in his argument, and that is what we are seeing. We discussed a lot in the beginning. We don't have to repeat that again. So the last class, what we saw is Vrittikara, he said, Vrittikara he himself was contradicting his views, and in the course of argument, he said, Kevala Jnanat Mokshaha iti. Kevala Jnanat. Kevala Jnana, here we have seen what is that Kevala Jnanam. Kevala Jnanam is for the sannyasi, for the other ashrama, other than Grihastha ashrama. For them, Kevala Jnanat Mokshaha. For that word Kevala Jnanam, he said, that is Kevala Jnanam doesn't mean it's only Jnanam. It means Jnanam plus karma. What karma? Smartha karma. Other ashramas, they have to follow smarta karma, whereas the grihastha ashrama, they have to observe Shauta karma, smarta karma, plus jnanam, therefore moksha iti. So different prescriptions for different ashramis. So therefore, Bhashyakara says, Tatra grihasthanam vidyamanam api smartam karma अविद्यमानवत् उपेक्ष्य ज्ञानात् केवलात् उच्यते इति पूर्वपक्षी presented this view. The Bhashyakara said, etadapi viruddham. That is also wrong. That is also wrong. Why? Because grihasthasya eva smartakarmana samuchitat jnanat mokshaha प्रतिषिध्यते न तो आश्रमान्तराणाम् इति कथं विवेकिभिः शक्यम् अवधारयितुं शक्यम्. How can a person understand that for grihastha only this smarta karmana samuchitat jnanat moksha pratishidyate. Moksha is dismissed. Moksha is not there for grihastha ashrama if they give up shauta karma and do the combination of smarta karma and jnanam, whereas it is not denied for the other ashrama. Iti vivekibihi. Our thinking person can really understand this. Kincha, moreover, yadi moksha sadhanattvena smartani karmani ऊर्ध्वरेतसां समुच्यन्ते तत्र गृहस्थस्यापि इष्यतां स्मार्तैः एव समुच्चयः न शौतैः इति. If for the sannyasi the smarta karma has to be combined with knowledge, and that is a means for moksha, then even for the grihastha ashrama is also the same thing. Smarta karma combined with jnanam, that should be accepted. Bhashyakara doesn't accept that, but he says, if for the other ashramis, like sannyasi, etc., for them, moksha is through smarta jnana karma samuchayena, then the same thing also. The same things is expected or desired for even for grihasthama. Grihasthasyapi ishyatam tadeva. What is that? Smartaihi samuchayaha na shrautaihi iti. Then for that the Purvapakshi, he says the next part. From there we will read. That also we have seen. So you can see, you can remember the connection. Now the next paragraph. Atashrautaihi smartaischa grihasthasya eva samuchayaha mokshaya ऊर्ध्वरेतसां तु स्मार्तकर्म मात्र समुच्चितात् ज्ञानात् मोक्षः इति. अतः श्रौतैः स्मार्तैश्च गृहस्थस्य एव समुच्चयः मोक्षाय ऊर्ध्वरेतसां स्मार्तकर्म मात्र समुचितात् ज्ञानात् मोक्षः. The ज्ञानात् मोक्षः he defines. That is for the grihasthasya, for the grihasthashramis. Shauta, smarta, both the karma to be combined with jnanam. Jnana karma samuchaya, jnanam plus karma. What karma? Shauta karma, smarta karma, samuchaya. The combination is Mokshaya required for freedom. Moksha for the Grihastashramis. Whereas Urdhvaretasam is Sannyasinam. For them, Smarta Karma Matra Sumuchitat. Only through the combination. Jnana Karma. That karma is Smarta Karma. Only through the knowledge, Jnanam, combined with the Smarta Karma. Smarta Karma, Moksha is possible. Iti he says. Then the Siddhanti, for that he says, Tatraivam sati.
Tatraivam sati
Grihastasya Ayasa Bhagulyat Shrotam Smartam Cha
Rotam Smartam Cha
Bhagudukkarupam Karma
Bahudukkarupam Karma
Shirasya Aropitam Syat
Shirasi Aropitam Syat
Grihastasya Ayasa Bhagulyat. Ayasa Bhagulya means Bhagulatvam, more, extra, abundance. Ayasa is burden. So, according to you, if that being so, as you say, if you take that, if that is true, that is not true. If that is assumed to be the true, the fact, in that case, what Grihastasya Ayasa Bhagulyat, there is extra additional ayasa, the effort, the exertion is there for Grihastha. Why? Because the knowledge has to be combined with Shrotam, Smartam cha. Both the karma they have to observe. Karma involves dukkam, the pain, because exertion is yaga yajnadi, it's not easy. It all involves effort, physical effort. You have to sit in front of the Agni, offer ahuti, do japa. So, and also preparation for the yajna. It takes time, it takes effort. So therefore, and that too, Shrota karma is from morning to evening. A lot of karmas are there. Shrota karma, nitya nimitigadi karma, then smarta karma. Therefore, it is bhagudukka rupam, very difficult. So, two Agnis they have to preserve, Smarta Agni and Shrota Agni. Agnihotri has to preserve the Agni. So, a lot of the procedures are there. So therefore, Bhagudukka Rupam Karma Shirasi Aropitam. You are placing a heavy burden, extra burden on the poor Grihasthashramis. If they have to observe karma and they have to survive also, they have to earn for their livelihood. All these are extra burden. And Shrota karmas are not easy. There are many samskara karmas are there. So therefore, all these karma only Grihastha ashrama have to do, because being Grihastha, you are adding more burden to them. Whereas for sannyasi, it is not. Kevala jnana, that is smarta karma, smarta jnana sumuchayat. Why this partiality? Why extra burden to this Grihastha? So there is partiality, inequality. As to being Grihastha is a papam, it's a difficult thing, and therefore your argument is not correct. Iti Vashyakara says. For that, Purva Pakshi further he says, अत गृहस्थस्य एव
अथ
गृहस्थस्य
आयासबाहुल्य कारणात्
आयासबाहुल्यकारणात्
मोक्षः स्यात्
मोक्षः
स्यात्
न आश्रमान्तराणां
न
आश्रमान्तराणाम्
श्रौत नित्य कर्म रहितत्वात् इति So Purva Pakshi says, therefore atha grihastasya eva ayasa bagulya karanat, because they work hard for them there is moksha, there is more physical mental exertion for them. Atha means supposing this your answer, that is Bhashyakara assumes that this could be the Samuchchaya for this answer atha. Bhashyakara assumes, and therefore is the word atha is there, or you can take it as the reply from the Samuchchayavadi Vritikara. That's why atha and iti is there. Though within quote, grihastasya rahitatvat. Up to that it's a quote of Vritikara. If this is the answer of the Purva Pakshi, the Vritikara, what is that? Grihastas, they have got extra physical, mental exertion. Karmas are, they have to do smartha karma, shauta karma. Sannyasis, other ashramis, they don't have. Therefore, grihastasya eva mokshaha. Therefore, for the grihastha only, moksha is possible. What is the reason? Ayasa bahulyat. Because there is physical exertion on the part of them. Therefore, moksha is there only for grihasthas. Sannyasinam na mokshaha. Because there is no ayasa bahulyam. What sannyasis have to do? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, and little smartha karma. This is according to Purva Pakshi. We don't accept even smartha karma. That's a different thing. So, sannyasi, there is no ayasa. Therefore, grihasthasya eva mokshaha. There is no moksha for sannyasi. There is no moksha for sannyasi. So, moksha not there for sannyasi. This is his argument. That physical exertion is there, extra work is there, that moksha is there. Physical exertion not there for sannyasi, because Shrauta karma not there, only smartha karma. For smartha karma, it is not as much burdening as a Shrauta karma. Because grihasthas, they observe that also. Therefore, only for them only moksha, not for sannyasi. This is also not correct. This is also not correct. It's also contradictory to what has been said. Sarva ashraminam jnana karma samuchchaya iti, he told before. And when it comes to jnanateva mokshaha, for that jnanateva mokshaha kevala jnanat mokshaha iti he said, that is jnana smartha karma samuchchaya. Now he says for sannyasi moksha is not there, only for grihasthas moksha is there, ayasa bagulya karanat. Bhashyakara says, Bhashyakara doesn't say that you are contradicting. He says, because sannyasa is, for sannyasis there is no moksha. So that part Bhashyakara takes and dismisses, attacks the Vritikara. What is he says? Tadapi asat.
Tadapi asat.
That also is wrong. Why it is wrong? Bhashyakara says, Sarva Upanishatsu Itihasa Purana Yoga Shastreshu cha Jnanangatvena Mumukshoho Sarva Karma Sannyasa Vidhanat
सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासविधानात्
आश्रम विकल्प समुच्चय विधानाच्च
आश्रमविकल्पविधानात्
श्रुति स्मृत्योः So for sannyasis moksha not there, for only grihastha moksha is there. Ayasa bhagulya karanat iti. Your argument is wrong. Why? There are these Upanishad Vakyas are there. Upanishad themselves says na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrtatvama nashuhu. Upanishad itself says that is na karmana na moksha prajaya na moksha dhanena na moksha tyagena eke amrtatvam anashuhu iti Upanishad says. So therefore ayasa bhagulya karanat grihastasya moksha na sannyasina, because shauta nitya karma ragitatvat iti. Your argument is wrong because Upanishad statement is there. So the Upanishad, what the Shruti, what it told in the beginning, Yavad Jivam Agnihodram Juguhyat. The same Upanishad only says, the same Veda only says, Yavad Jivam Agnihodram Juguhyat iti Shruti says, Shruti Vakya. The same Shruti alone says, na karmana na prajaya. It means that the Shruti relaxes and free the person, the person who has taken sannyasa from the karma. So to say that moksha is denied for sannyasi is not correct. So therefore, shauta nitya karma ragitatvat, that is the hetu. The previous line, shauta karma ragitatvat iti, that hetu. The hetu itself is wrong. For the here, he says, Bhashikara says, Sarva Upanishadsu, Itihasa, Purana, Yoga, Shastreshu. In all the Upanishad, Itihasa, Purana, Yoga, Shastreshu. In Yoga Shastreshu, everywhere, Jnanangatvena mumukshoha sarva karma sannyasa vidhanat. There is a vidhanam, there is a prescription. What is the prescription? The prescription is Jnanangatvena. Jnana as the anga. Jnana as an anga. For what? For moksha. For whom? For mumukshu. So, in the Itihasa, Purana, Yoga Shastra, where in the Upanishad, Sarva Upanishadsu, sannyasa is talked about. Sannyasa is the Jnanangatvena mokshaya. As a Jnana anga. Anga of the Jnanam. Jnanangatvena. Jnanangatvena, it's a factor, a accessory factor, complementary factor. So this sannyasa, the giving up of karma as a complementary factor to jnanam is what prescribed in the Shastra. So therefore, mumukshoho sarva karma sannyasa vidhanat, because the sarva karma sannyasa is prescribed for the mumukshu. And for moksha, jnanam is required. So jnanangatvena mumukshoho. Jnanangatvena mumukshoho vidhanat sarva karma sannyasa. Therefore, it is not proper to deprive the sannyasis, their mumukshus, from moksha. Why? Because of the prescription of the karma by all the Shastra, in all the Shastra, Upanishad, Purana, Itihasa, in all the Shastram, there is a prescription of Sarva Karma Sannyasa, prescription of giving up karma. Therefore, you cannot dismiss moksha for sannyasi. Sannyasi or other ashram. Sannyasi, they give up karma. Brahmachari doesn't do karma. So, in between, the grihastha only do karma. And Brahmachari also can take to sannyasa directly. So, he bypasses this karma kanda. Grihastha, therefore, karma kanda portion of the Veda. Karma kanda he would have studied, but he would not have done any karma because he is a Brahmachari. So, even for Brahmachari, when he jumps to ashrama, grihastha and vanaprastha ashrama and takes a sannyasa, moksha is assured for them, for him also. So, therefore, but Mimamsaka, they say sannyasa is prescribed by the Shastra only for the people who are not able to do observe karma. Sannyasis, if they can do karma, they must do. It is the view of Mimamsaka. That also against the what the Shastra says. Sannyasa is a jnana anga. It's a complementary factor to jnanam. So therefore, for mokshaya sarva karma sannyasa vidhanat. Whereas for grihastha, they cannot give up karma. Grihastha, they have to qualify themselves for jnanam. For that, they have to observe karma. So therefore, two different vidhanam is there for two different ashrama. For sannyasa ashrama, jnanangatvena sarva karma sannyasa vidhanat. Whereas for grihastha ashrama, because they are in grihastha ashrama and they are doing the karma following the Shruti, therefore they are supposed to do. They cannot give up. Brahmacharyam samapya grigi bhavet. This is what Shastram says. Grigi bhutva vani bhavet. Vani bhutva prabrajet. So, therefore, there is a ashrama, samuchaya is there. There is a prescription of ashrama. One ashrama followed by the other ashrama. Or from this brahmacharya ashrama directly a person can take sannyasa. Brahmacharyat eva prabrajet. He can take sannyasa. That prescription, that also prescribed if the person is qualified. Or from grihastha ashrama, one can enter into sannyasa ashrama. Or by observing the three ashrama, finally the person can enter sannyasa ashrama. That's a sequence of ashrama. Or ashrama vikalpa, you can skip the ashrama in between, provided if you are qualified. So, therefore, ashrama vikalpa samuchaya vidhanat. There is a prescription of the prescription of following the combination, the stages of life. And ashrama vikalpa, there is a vikalpa is there, optionality is there in skipping the ashrama. It is Shruti Smrityoho, where it is prescribed in the Shruti itself. Bhashyakara doesn't quote, but we have to that is from the Jabala Upanishad. Jabala Upanishad, it says Brahmacharyam samapya grhi bhavet. Grhi bhutva vani bhavet. Vani bhutva prabrajet. And it says yadiva itaraha brahmacharyat eva prabrajet. If you are capable, if you are able to do, from the brahmacharya ashrama itself, one can take sannyasa. So, iti yam ichet tam avaset. Whichever ashrama you want to take up, you have got that freedom. Iti the Shruti says. So, therefore, you can follow the ashrama samuchaya. You can follow the sequential combination of this ashrama. Or ashrama vikalpa, you can skip some ashrama in between and take to sannyasa. This is what all the Shastram says. But jnanangatvena mumukshoho sarvakarma sannyasa vidana is common. So jnanam, which is the anga for moksha, and for the mumukshus, they have to give up karma because jnanam is anga, not karmangatvena. Karmangatvena mumukshoho iti, there is no Shruti Vakya. Shruti doesn't say like that. Jnanangatvena only says, because jnanaya eva mokshaha. Jnanat eva mokshaha. Therefore, sarva karma sannyasa vidana. So the problem being ajnanam, the solution being jnanam, karma is not required. Karma has already given you the requisite qualification, chitta shuddhi, chitta naischalyam, etc., karma and upasana. Therefore, it has served the purpose, therefore not required. Once it has served the purpose, one has to move on. Need not hold on to the same karma and upasana. It has served the purpose, it has been given up. Now taking to jnanam, and therefore for mumukshu, it is vidanat. Ashrama vikalpa is there, ashrama samuchaya is there. Shruti says, Shruti according to Shruti and Smriti. So therefore, to deny moksha for sannyasi is also not proper. Tadapi asat iti. And for that, Vritikara, he says, Siddha targhi
Siddha tarhi
sarvashraminam jnana karmanoho samuchayah.
sarvashraminam
Jnana
karmano samuchayah.
So, Siddha targhi sarvashraminam jnana karmanoho samuchayah. So here he says, Purupakshi says, then the samuchaya, the synthesis, the combination of jnana karma, it is siddha, it is well established. For whom? For sarvashraminam, for all the people who are in different stages of life, for them. You say that ashramas are prescribed by the Shruti and Smriti. And sannyasa is prescribed, means sannyasa must be different from another ashrama. It is a different ashrama. Since it is prescribed by Shruti, sannyasa as a separate ashrama. Therefore, sannyasa ashrama also must have niyama. The rules and regulations must be there for sannyasa ashrama because it's also one of the ashrama. Therefore, since the rules and regulations are involved in that, therefore, the combination of jnana and karma is well established only. Why? Sannyasa is an ashrama. Being an ashrama, certain things we have to follow. Like a brahmachari also can get moksha. How? A brahmachari follows is brahmacharya ashrama karma plus jnana. Grihastha ashrama also can get jnana. How? By following the grihastha ashrama karma plus jnana. In whatever ashrama they are there, they are supposed to do their activity plus jnana. Similarly, for vanaprastha and sannyasi also, being in the ashrama, they have to follow the dharma, the karma, they have to follow, plus jnanam, they get moksha. So siddha eva, then jnana karma samuchaya is siddha, it is well done, it is accomplished. Purupakshi says, you are finished. You yourself says, quote from the Shruti, and sannyasa being in separate ashrama, therefore, siddha eva, jnana karma samuchaya is siddha eva, it is well established. Being a sannyasi, the person has to do some karma. If he is carrying a danda sannyasi, dandaha asya asti, danda, there are certain things which a sannyasi carry. These are the signs of a sannyasi. Danda will be there, kamandalu will be there. he has to do certain japa. Mahavakya also he has to repeat. So he carries a danda. For danda, he has to do puja. All the Mathadipatis will be having the danda. And danda also there are certain rules and rules are there. That how many notes has to be there. All those things are there. How many notes. And therefore the danda one has to carry all the time. That is also karma. One has to carry. One has to carry the danda all the time. That's a symbol. That's a symbol to show that he is a danda sannyasi. He is a sannyasi. And he has to do 3 times snanam and puja. Minimum puja, whatever is prescribed, that he has to do. And he has to do the Mahavakya japa also. Certain anushtanam is there, even for sannyasi. As anushtanam is there for grihastha. Similarly, this anushtanam is there for sannyasi. Anushtanam means karma only. Therefore, jnana karma samuchaya siddha eva. They may not have agnihotra karma, but sannyasa karma is there. Sannyasa karma is certain basic karma. The danda puja they have to do. Puja, tarpanam, and 3 times stanam, etc. All those things they have to do. They did not do agni karma. That they have given up. But karma they are doing. Anushtan, karma anushtanam is there. That is nitya anushtanam is there. Therefore, jnana karma no samuchaya siddha eva. It is well. It is siddha. It is well established. Iti Purvapakshi smartly answers. For that, Bhashyakara says, Na mumukshoho
Mumukshoho
sarvakarma sannyasa vidhanat.
Sarvakarma
Vidhanat.
No, it is not correct. Why? For mumukshu, sarvakarma sannyasa vidhanat. For mumukshu, what is prescribed by the Shruti is sarvakarma sannyasa, giving up all the karma. Even the karma which is prescribed for sannyasa, that also sarvakarma sannyasa vidhanat. So, if the person is a mumukshu, he wants moksha. For that, no karma is prescribed by the Shastra. He need not do any karma. This danda and kamandalu, these sannyasis, some sannyasis may carry. But if it's a paramahamsa sannyasi, there is no danda even. There is no danda. Danda also is given up. Danda is also given up for paramahamsa sannyasi. It is considered to be the highest the sannyasa. So the sannyasi who carry danda, they may have to follow many rules. Danda should not be kept on the ground, so it should be preserved. As I said, number of notes, the knots, all these things are important. Nitya puja is required. But if he is a mumukshu and paramahamsa sannyasi, he need not do all those things. Only shravanam, mananam, and nididhyasanam. So, therefore, even these karmas which are there, which are prescribed for a sannyasi, danda sannyasi, that is not there for sarvakarma sannyasa, that is not there for paramahamsa sannyasi. Sannyasa is of 2 types. Vidvat sannyasa, vividisha sannyasa. Vividisha sannyasa, veritum icha, the desire to know, vividisha sannyasa. The person who has followed all the ashrama and done the karma, now he has become a matured person. Now he wants to gain jnanam and therefore moksha, therefore he takes sannyasa. The karma upasana has served the purpose. Now he has gained certain maturity. There's a desire to gain moksha and therefore jnanam. Therefore, the person takes sannyasa, vividisha sannyasa. So, in vividisha sannyasa, certain anushtanams are vidhanat. It is prescribed, so that why it is prescribed? If any lack in the sadhana chatushtayam, that can be rectified in vidisha sannyasa. So, for the gaining of jnanam, vividisha sannyasa. Now the person who is in the grihastha ashrama, he is doing karma, and he has studied shastram also under the guru. So shastra shravanam, mananam he has done. Now he want to do nididhyasanam. Like Yajnavalkya, he wanted to move away, giving up all his possessions or properties to his 2 wives. That is vidvat sannyasa. He has already done shravanam. Now for jnana nishta, he takes sannyasa. That is vidvat sannyasa. So in vidvat sannyasa, that is the being qualified for jnanam is taken up this sannyasa, vidvat sannyasa. Therefore, mumukshoho, when we say here, the person who has gained all the prerequisite for the moksha, the person is highly prepared. That is vidvat sannyasi. For them, sarva karma sannyasa is prescribed. Even for them, the sannyasa karmas are not there. Sannyasa karmas, certain ritualistic, without any agni karma, certain things are there. That is only for danda sannyasis, etc. Puja, etc. Japam, etc. Paramamrit, Amsa Gayatri, they do japa. Even that is not there for vidvat sannyasi. For them only shastra patanam, nidhyasanam, shastra patanam, shravanam, nidhyasanam only. Jnana nishta only is there. So karma is not there. So therefore Bhashyakara says, mumukshoho vidvat sannyasinaha sarva karma sannyasa vidhanat. Therefore, there is no samuchaya. And Bhashyakara quotes from the Shruti to establish statement, to establish stand. Bhashyakara quotes from the Shruti. Vyuttaya
Atha
Vikshacharyam charanti.
Vikshacharyam charanti.
That is from Brahadaranike Upanishad. Vyuttaya means sanyasya, that is sannyasa. Vyuttaya means giving up. So Vyuttaya brahmacharyam, Vyuttaya atha vikshacharyam. Vyuttaya means giving up. Vyuttaya, having given up. Vikshacharyam charanti, does the vikshatanam, taking to a life of viksha, because he doesn't have anything. He survives only on the viksha given by the other ashramas. So no, he doesn't have possession. Nothing is there. Therefore, he cannot do karma and puja, etc. His whole time is only in nididhyasana. So Vikshacharya means that shows, Vikshacharya, the word shows that yes, he is a sannyasi. He has given up all his possessions. Nothing is there with him. So he cannot do any karma, any puja. So the sarva karma sannyasa is denoted by the word Vikshacharya. And Vyuttaya is a sannyasa. So he is a sannyasi who has given up everything. Nothing is with him. So Vyuttaya Vikshacharyam charanti. Charanti moves around. So therefore, Vikshacharya, Vyuttaya atha Vyuttaya, having outgrown, Vyuttaya, having grown, that Putreshana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana, all the Ishanas, Ishanatrayam, all the Ishanatrayam has grown out of that. Therefore, Vittaya. Atha is after. After grown out of all the three Ishanatrayam. Now he leads the lifestyle prescribed by the Shastram, living on only Bhiksha. So, when a person can lead a life of Bhiksha, when he doesn't have any possession, any resources, even to maintain himself, he doesn't have any resources. One should not have bank balance and do Bhiksha. That is not proper. Bhikshacharyam shows that person is a Vairagi. He has got tremendous Vairagya and he has given up everything. Only the Kashaya Vastram is there. Nothing else is there. No money. So Bhiksha is not a easy thing. Living on Bhiksha, totally surrendering to Bhagavan. And that also certain rules are there. In Bhiksha, in going for Bhiksha, in some houses he may get nice things, nice food. In some houses he may get this, even the spoiled food also he may get. Suppose in a house, in one house itself, if the person gets the full meal, the full meal required for a day, then the Shastram says one should not even take that. Only what is required. You should not burden the Grihastha by extracting more Bhiksha. And Bhiksha also should not be preserved for the next meal. That particular meal you go for. But when you want to have a particular meal in a day, you go for Bhiksha. Don't preserve it for the next meal. That is a samsari. That has become samsara. So, and when you get Bhiksha from a particular house, you take only as much required from that house only. Don't burden the people asking for more Bhiksha. Even if it is a Brihaspati, you should not take more than what is required. You should not burden them. Even if the person is a dharmika person and the person doesn't serve you proper Bhiksha, then also you get from him what he can give you. One should not deny that person also. These are some of the rules prescribed. So Bhiksha is not an easy thing. First one has to give up is the ahankara, the ego. So therefore, the word Bhikshacharya shows the person doesn't have anything. He cannot support himself, and how can he do karma, etc.? Not possible. So therefore, sarva karma sannyasa. And he is a sannyasi vittaya. Bhikshacharyam charanti. For what? For mokshaya. Mokshaya. Bhikshacharyam charanti. Iti Upanishad Vakyam is there. Sarva karma sannyasa vidana Shruti is there. Vittaya brahmacharyam. Bhikshacharyam charanti. Then the Vashyakara quotes from the Mahanarayana Upanishad. Tasmat nyasam esham.
Tasmat nyasam
Tapasam.
tapasam
Atiriktam ahuhu.
ahuhu.
Mahanarayana Upanishad. Mahanarayana Upanishad comes after the Taittiriya Upanishad, 4th chapter. It is the 4th chapter of the Taittiriya Brahmana, Taittiriya Upanishad. So 4th chapter, Mahanarayana Upanishad. So there it says, Esham tapasam. Tapas here means it's a spiritual discipline, sadhana. Tapas is sadhana. Esham tapasam, among the various tapas. Among the various tapas, Esham tapasam, Tasmat nyasam Esham tapasam. Nyasa is this sannyasa. Mahanarayana Upanishad, there is the mantra is there. The mantra gives a number of spiritual sadhana disciplines. Ritam tapas satyam tapas shrutam tapas shantam tapo damas tapas shamas tapo danam tapo yajnam tapo bhur bhuvasuva brahmaita dupasvaitat tapaha iti. Danam tapaha, danam is tapas, yajnam is tapas, then dhamma is tapas. A list of spiritual sadhanas are given. Among all these tapas, Esham tapasam. Bhashyakara quotes only that much. Esham tapasam, among all the various tapas, the spiritual sadhana. This nyasam, nyasam means here sannyasam. Ni plus as, dhatu, as means to throw. Then krit pratyaya becomes nyasa, nyasam. This sannyasam. The sannyasam is atiriktam, is the greatest tapas. The greatest sadhana is this sannyasa, atiriktam. The greatest sadhana, the greatest tapas is this sannyasa, tasmat, nyasam. Among yesham, among all the tapas, this nyasam is the greatest tapas. Yesham tapasam nyasaha atiriktamavahu. This sannyasa is considered to be the greatest tapas among all tapas. The next line. Then Bhashyakara quotes from the same Maharayana Upanishad. Therefore, nyasa eva
Nasa
eva
atyarechayat.
atyarechayat.
Nyasa eva. Therefore, nyasaha eva. Therefore, nyasaha eva atyarechayat iti. Therefore, this nyasaha, the sannyasa alone atyarechayat. It surpasses, it excels all the other tapas. Because it is the greatest among all the tapas, therefore it excels all the other spiritual sadhanas, the spiritual discipline. It is considered to be the highest tapas. This nyasa, this sannyasa. Bhashyakara quotes again from another Shruti, Kaivalya Upanishad. This statement also in Maharayana Upanishad, very famous quote. Na karmana na prajaya
Na
karmana na prajaya
dhanena
Anena
yage naike
Yage
amrutattvamanashuhu.
Amrutattvamanashuhu.
So, karmana na mokshaha, dhanena api na mokshaha, prajaya api na mokshaha. Katam mokshaha tarhi tyagena eke. Only through tyaga. Only tyaga means sannyasa. Only through sannyasa. Some people, eke means a few people, only through tyaga, a few. Amrutattvam anashahu, have attained amrutattvam. So, have attained amrutattvam not by action, na karmana, not by progeny, prajaya, not by wealth. Dhanena, the na to be supplied to dhanena also, na dhanena. Only by tyaga, some people have gained amrutattvam, immortality. Some people have. So, sannyasa is glorified. Tyagena eva amrutattvam anashuhu iti cha. Then Bhashyakara quotes, further quotes, that Ashtama Vikalpa Bhashyakara shows. Brahmacharyat eva pravrajet.
Brahmacharyat
Pravrajet. Pravrajet means sannyasa. Vraj means parivraja, to move around. Pravrajet. From brahmacharya eva pravrajet. So, directly from brahmacharya ashrama, without taking to grihastha and vanaprastha, he can take to sannyasa. Shankaracharya also like that, from brahmacharya eva becomes sannyasi. Therefore, brahmacharya eva pravrajet. Shruti pramanam. Up to this Shruti pramanam. So, starting from yuttaya bhikshacharyam charanti up to brahmacharya eva प्रव्रजेत् इति श्रुति प्रमाणम् इत्याद्याः श्रुतयः then comes the smriti pramanam Bhashyakara. Now we quote from the smriti. Tyaja dharmam adharmancha ubhe satyanrite tyaja ubhe satyanrite tyaktva yena tyajasi tat tyaja. This is from the Mahabharatam. Yes. This is from the Mahabharatam. So in the Mahabharata, in the Shanti Parva, one of the important and huge Parva, Shanti Parva, where Narada is addressing Shuka. So Shuka Anushasanam. So Dharmam Adharmam cha tyaja. Both dharma and adharma. Tyaja, give up. Dharma stands for punyam. Adharma stands for papam. So both dharma, adharma, both the punya and papa. So give up both punya karma, papa karma. Dharmam, adharmam. Righteous as well as unrighteous. Both karma, actions, you give up. You have already have the necessary chitta shuddhi, so therefore you don't have to gain punya. You don't have to do dharma karya and gain punya. You don't have to do any ritual. You are not interested even in Swargaloka also. Therefore you don't have to do any karma. You don't have to go behind punya. Punya is also as an obstacle as a papa. One is a gold chain, other one is iron chain. Both are chain only. Therefore, give up both. You go beyond, go above punya papa, dharma adharma. Obey. Therefore, give up. Obey satya anrite tyaja. Satya. So tyaja dharmam adharmam cha. Obey tyaja. Obey referring to both. What are those both? Satya anrita. Dvivachanam. Dvitiya vibhakti dvivachanam. Therefore, satya anrite tyaja. Give up both satya and anrita. What is satya? Satya is which is vyavaharika satya, empirical reality. Anrita is pratibhasika reality. So vyavaharika prapancha, pratibhasika prapancha. Both are, if you take any one of them as real, that is samsara. If you take both as real, that is all the more it is samsara only. Pratibhasika is mithya with regard to vyavaharika prapancha. Vyavaharika prapancha is mithya with regard to paramarthika, sat. It paramarthika alone is sat, and that gives satta spurti to this vyavaharika and pratibhasika. So, therefore, both you give up. Vyavaharika as well as pratibhasika, both are mithya. Therefore, vyavaharika satyam and pratibhadika satyam, that is satyam only in that vyavahara, in that reality only. Without paramarthika, they even don't have that satyam. Therefore, give up both. Give up both means how do you give up both? Can you give up physically? There is no physical giving up. There is no physical giving up. Both give up means you go above the both. How? By resorting to the paramarthika satya. That is, you don't go after this vyavaharika sukha, similarly the pratibhasika, because they are not satyam, they are mithya. So going after vishayananda, the vyavahara, it's a problem. Therefore, don't go after that. You don't be a seeker anymore. Don't ask for security. Don't ask for this shanti in vyavahara. So because they are not real. So Vyavaharika, which has got empirical reality, and Pratibhasika, which is empirically unreal. Both are unreal with regard to Paramarthika, and the Sukham and Dukkham offered by both of them is samsara. So don't go after them with intention to seek happiness, security, pleasure, that you will not get. Therefore, tyaktva. Therefore, there is no physical giving up. Even after jnana, a jnani has to live in the world only. Where will he go? So he has to live in the world. So there is no physical giving up. You give up. You give up means you, manasa, you give up. You go, don't run after this anitya sukha, which is vyavaharika. This anitya sukham, which is provided by this vyavaharika prapancha, as well as its pratibhasika. So both of them. So both you give up and you take to this paramarthika sattva. That is the truth and that is the reality and that is you. So giving up this anatma prapancha, and as Shastram says, Aham Brahma Asmi, Jagat Karanam Brahma Asmi, Aham Brahmanaha Binnaha Asmi, that is the truth. So gaining this knowledge and therefore making the Vyavaharika and Pratibhasika Mithya, that is the giving up. So therefore, Ube Tyaja, Satya Anrute Tyaja. After that, Satya, Ube Satya Anrute Tyaktva. After giving up this Anatma Prapancha, whether it is Vyavaharika, Pratibhasika, both giving up. Satya Anrute Tyaktva, Yena Tyajasi Tat Tyaja. Yena Tyajasi Tat Tyaja. That by which you dismiss this Vyavaharika Prapancha and Pratibhasika Prapancha. That also you give up. What is that? That Abhimana. The Abhimana, that Ahankara, the Abhimana. Yena Tyajasi, by which you give up. That you give up. You give up the person. You give up the renouncer who renounces. You give up the doership. You give up the doership. Even for giving up the doership is there, kartritvam is there. Because you are karta, then only you can give up. If you are not a karta, what you will give up? So therefore the doership, the renouncership, that also you give up. I am the renouncer. I have given up everything. That abhimana is there. That abhimana, that is a vanity. That is pride. That also given up. That also should be given up. So yena tejasi, that by which you give up, that also you give up. So therefore, there is no ahankara. The ahankara of being a renouncer, that also has to be because that ahankara, that abhimana becomes an obstacle for knowing the reality, for knowing Brahma. So otherwise, the ahankara will be there. I have given up. That I becomes very strong. Even in giving up, that I becomes very strong. So it is like this. When a dead body is buried in the smashana, there the person who buries, he uses a stick. He uses a stick to burn the body, uses a stick. The body has to be well burnt. So therefore he uses a stick to arrange the wood which is placed on the body. And that particular stick, what he uses at the end, he throws a stick also on the funeral pyre. It has served a purpose. He used a stick for burning the body. The same stick also is thrown on the funeral. It's of no use. He has used it. It is almost half burnt, or some type of person is burnt. Throw it into the funeral pyre. So similarly, yena tyaja, that by which you give up. That also that agankara, the agankara tyaga. Agankara tyaga is required for jnanam. Otherwise, this agankara becomes a big obstacle. So I give up, I give up. What is that? What is giving up? Really, there is nothing you can give up because you don't have anything to give up. Giving up, the sannyasa, the meaning of the word sannyasa, the renunciation is not giving up of things and possessions. Sannyasa is not giving up of things or possessions, because you don't really possess anything. The shariram itself, you don't really possess. If you possess, you have to claim it forever, but it is not. You don't possess it. You possess it only for the time being. And that also, you don't have any free will. You don't have any free will in possession. You cannot possess the body for a certain number of years as you want. The number of years, how long it will stay, Bhagavan only knows. So you have it. Bhagavan has given. And you claim possession over it. That's a problem. That is why when death comes, people are afraid, because this possession is going away. This is being taken back. Therefore, it is not really your possession. Then what is your possession? Really, you don't possess anything. Then what is sannyasa? Sannyasa is giving up the sense of possession. Giving up the sense of possession, that possessorship, that renounce, that possessorship, the possessing ship, whatever you have, doership, similarly, this possessorship, that is only given up in sannyasa. So therefore, for that, this agankara becomes a huge obstacle. So therefore, that also to be given up, by which you have given up this satya and anrita, this vyavaharika and this pratibhasika, prapancha, that abhimana also you give up. Yena tyajasi tat tyaja iti. It's an important shloka. Swamiji likes this shloka. And this shloka is interpreted by Sringeri Acharya in a different way. During our course, Acharya came, Sringeri Acharya. This shloka he quoted. And the last part of that, Yena Tejasi Tatyaja, he said, Tyaja dharmam adharmam cha ube satyanute tyaja. It's all fine. The same as I explained now. Ube satyanute tyaktva, having given up both, Yena Tejasi Tatyaja. He said, for this, Tyaja is, that give up is one meaning. Tyaja is entrust, also meaning is that you entrust this jnanam to the next person. To the next person in the sampradaya, the next acharya, the next student, shishya, this jnanam, tyaja, on the person you tyaja, you entrust this jnanam. It means you teach, you give this jnanam. What jnanam? Atma jnanam. You give this atma jnanam to the shishya, in the parampara. He gave the meaning for Yena Tejasi Tatyaja. But here, Bhashyakara, in what sense he has quoted is this abhimana, the Sharira abhimana, that Sharira abhimana, that possessorship, the doership, that kartrutva abhimana, which indicates samsara, that Bhashyakara says that you give up. Tejasi Tatyaja iti. Then Bhashyakara further quotes from the Narada Parivrajaka Upanishad that we will see. We will see that in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद जी।
धन्यवाद
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ